Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David Beckham. Nice to see you, sir. How are you? Wave.
Hey, morning.
Have a seat. Welcome to Google. So let's kick off. No pun intended. With a little soccer, or for our international friends, football. You know, David, you really have had a global soccer career. I mean, you joined Manchester United at the young age of 17. You won 9 major trophies in 11 years there. Very impressive. You then joined Real Madrid, where you won another trophy. And then since 2007, you've been here in the US playing for the LA Galaxy, where last year you won yet another trophy. And I think that puts you in a very rare group of trifecta winners of 3 trophies on 3 different countries. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And then obviously while preparing to meet you last night, I read even more news last night, the big news, that you decided to stay here in the US and continue to play for the LA Galaxy. Congratulations, and I think we are excited that you chose Google as a place to come talk to your fans and the rest of the world about that news. So why don't we start there? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that decision to stay with the Galaxy?
Well, good morning, first of all. I'm excited to be here. To be part of this is exciting for me, and to be here with you all and everyone else watching around the world, it's exciting. Google's one of the biggest companies in the world, so I'm honoured to be here today. My decision, obviously, throughout my career has always been about my family, about my career, about my footballing career. And I've been lucky to have played over the years with some of the biggest clubs in the world, some of the best players in the world. And it's been exciting. I've been lucky enough to have been successful in many different clubs that I've played for. And professionally, coming to the US was something that I was excited about. It was a challenge. It was a new challenge. I'd played in Europe. I'd won everything that I possibly could in Europe. And I wanted a new challenge. So,
when you conquer Europe, it's definitely the next.
I'm very lucky in my career. So, so then obviously coming to America was an exciting thing for me. And I've had a great 5 years. Met a lot of good people, a lot of great fans around the world. Travelled around America, played in different parts of America which I'd never played in before, and it's been exciting. So, this championship at the end of this year was one of the most satisfying in my career, I must admit. To have been here for the time that I'd been here, to reach the goals that I'd reached off the field, with raising, the popularity of the game. I'd reached those goals. The only goal that I hadn't reached was a championship with the Galaxy, which is the main reason why I came to America and came to the Galaxy as a franchise. So that was missing, but now it's not. So
congratulations.
But obviously with the new contract now, it was a decision that I didn't take lightly, because I obviously had other offers from other clubs around the world, and at 36 years old, you don't expect to still get these offers. So that was nice, but it was all about where I felt the future was going for the game here in the US, and also where my family was happiest. And my family are happiest here at the moment. We love living in LA, we love living in America. We've adapted the culture, we've adapted everything that this country has, and we enjoy that. So I'm going to continue to enjoy playing soccer here, and my family will continue to enjoy it.
Well, speaking of kind of away from the Galaxy, I saw when you came in 2007, you made a very public statement that you wanted to help grow the game of soccer in the US. Can you talk a little bit about how that's going in some areas around growing the game here?
Well, that's the thing, it's one of the reasons why I came to this country, is because for me, soccer's the #1 sport around the world, apart from America. Don't get me wrong, the other sports, American football, basketball, baseball, they're all great sports and have great athletes in these sports, but #1 game in the world is soccer. So I want to get soccer to a different level in this country, and I think that we've done that in the last I've felt it change in the last couple of years, and that's why I didn't want to walk away from it, because I've felt the change, and to walk away at this point would be disappointing, because I've been part of that growth, and I want to continue to be part of that growth. So, you know, it's an exciting time, you know, and it's great for the family as well, you know, great for the family to be here.
Well, speaking of the family, I think we've all read how important family is to you. So, you know, what role did Victoria and the kids have in the decision, in making this decision?
I mean, they have the final answer, as simple as that. That sounded wrong, but no, obviously, you know, when you're married, when you have children, you know, your priorities totally change. You know, 10 years ago when I was playing at Manchester United at Real Madrid, you know, obviously we were married, but it was a lot easier for us to make decisions based on our careers. Whereas we've got 3 amazing boys now and a little girl that we have to look after, and it's all about them. So our priorities are about our children. But you know, like I said in the question before, the growth of the game is growing, and you know, to see when I first arrived there be 12 teams in the league. Now there's 19. There's stadiums being built around America solely for soccer, which is a big thing.
New, yeah.
You know, and that's the exciting part of why, and one of the reasons why I wanted to stay.
Yeah, well, I think the impact of your presence on the game has been very clear over the last 5 years. I think one of the other questions that I'm sure are on a lot of people's mind, you know, with this decision is, you know, really, why come to Google to tell the world and talk to your fans?
Why not? Why not?
It's so simple.
Like I said, it's one of the biggest companies in the world, and it reaches so many millions of people, and I felt that, you know, it's something that you always see when you open your computer.
We like that.
and something that I was really excited about. So you know, like I said, I'm honoured to be here with everyone, and thanks for coming out, because there's a lot of you. Thank you.
So in getting ready for this visit, we saw that you posted a video call out for questions on YouTube, which was fantastic. And I'd say from that video, we've collected tons of questions. We've gone through them. We've curated them. And obviously, we'll go through some of those today. I think just also so you know, your Google following is also very strong. Obviously, you can see the people here in Charlie's. But in addition to this group, there are about 26 other offices from around the world kind of dialed in to watch this and ask you questions as well. And I think if it weren't so late in some of the other parts of the world, we'd have even more than that. So congratulations on building a following here at Google as well.
Thank you.
So let's dig into some of the questions right away. You know, we'll start with football. Tao Mu Yi from California wants to know, what is the biggest difference between playing football in America versus Europe?
I mean, there's not a huge amount of difference. One of the biggest difference, I'd say, is just the travel. It's literally the travel. You know, in Europe, we only have to travel about an hour to a game, or 2 hours at the most. Whereas when we play East Coast, we're playing, you know, in New York, it's a 5.5 hour journey. So that's a big difference. But on the field, you know, the level of play has definitely gone up in the last 3 or 4 years. And I think that it's at a stage now where, you know, this game is starting to attract the interest of some big names and big players in Europe. And I think, you know, there has to be a certain change with, you know, some of the things that goes on throughout the league. But I think, you know, it's a league now where, you know, European teams, big European teams, are coming over for their pre-seasons and they're playing against us. So, you know, 5 years ago, you know, kind of the Galaxy had been heard of, but I think now, with the interest of the players that have come over, such as Robbie Keane and obviously Landon Donovan as a US star,
right.
You know, we've had that interest, and it's exciting to be part of.
Yeah, I think it must be great to see the growth, you know, see the change year over year in the speed and the power of the players.
I think that's what you always want. You know, you want to see something grow. You know, if you sit still so long, you know this better than anyone with Google. You know, if you sit there too long, then, you know, things change around you. And to see the growth, to see the change, you know, I'm proud to be part of that.
That's great. Another question, Mahim Zara asks, what is the first thing you do, think, or notice when you step onto the field initially?
I think just the excitement. I'm still, I'm 36 years old, and every time I step on the field, I'm like a little kid. And I know once that changes, then that's when I'll feel I'll have to stop playing. But until that changes, I'm going to continue to play as long as possible, and as long as teams keep offering me new contracts.